Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. This is the Leeds preview. Here joined with my co-host, Mr. Dan, still in Brazil, but he's coming through. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good, thank you. I'll be back in South London tomorrow. No, on Tuesday. So not long left. Not long left. How are you?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm feeling very full up from the barbecue, and there's still loads of food left. So you know what I'm
Love it.
doing after this stream's done. But yes, we're trying to do something a little bit different today. We're trying to get through everything in half an hour. See
Whew.
if we can shorten down the content a little bit. Uh, Only one guy in here so far, but yeah,
Yes,
this
no.
is this is the Leeds preview. We'll just get right into it. Um, uh, is it? I'll pitch this to you, Dan.
Go
Are we
on.
starting to let it slip? We are only six
I
points in front of Burnley right now.
um I think right. I'm just gonna go straight into it and say we're not gonna get relegated. Feel free to clip that for when we do, but we're not gonna get relegated. Like I think just to make it clear, I think there's no all the teams below us are worse than us.
Yeah,
Look at Everton's fixture list. Like they might beat Watford, they might even beat us. They might beat Brentford, but I can't see them making up the points to catch us. And there's only of those, well, of Watford, Burnley, and Everton. There's only two teams that can go down, and I don't think more than two of those three teams will be able to make up the points between us at the end of the season. I think. I think there's no doubt. Obviously, I think the what happened the other week was gutting, and I think the players feel that, especially the younger players who are perhaps a bit more inexperienced. Like, I mean, Elise walked off the semi final and like kicked a bin. Like he was obviously upset,
yeah.
and then
I bet you it didn't do his foot any favors, did it?
well, no, exactly. Like an inflamed foot, and then you kick a bin.
Yeah, I
That
think I've got a
that's
feeling that might have been involved with the other match where he got taken off so early.
Yeah, I think so. I think the doctors don't usually say like, "Oh, take paracetamol and kick a bin." So
He put some
I
force into
think,
that bin as well.
yeah, exactly. Like that's what I mean. Like you could tell he was angry. You could tell they were gutted. The game after, which was only 3 days away, and is the longest away day for them to travel to as well. Like
Mhm.
it's, I mean, I don't know if they fly. I'm guessing they get a coach. It's a long way. They're probably knackered, and that first half was like you could tell that either they couldn't be asked or they didn't have the energy.
Yeah.
So you know the game after is always tough mentally and physically. Thankfully now we've had a couple of extra days because we're playing tomorrow rather than on Saturday. We had a couple of extra days to get that fitness back because I think that's going to be important for the rest of the season.
Mm.
What about you, JC? What do you think?
I would still think that we won't get relegated right now, so I'll be sure to clip myself as well. But I think it's a bit of a grey area because it's extremely Palace for us to let it slip from here, if you know what I mean.
True.
Because it seems nearly impossible, but it's still possible. Like only one team can catch us, and
Mm-hmm.
that team is Burnley. But I don't know. It's too close to call it right now because there are other teams like Leeds. If they don't win this match, they're in that conversation as well. So
Exactly.
this is a huge 3 points completely. Um, Honestly, I'll take a draw out of this match before we even go into it. I just think getting some more points on the board and keeping it ticking over is always a good thing. It's never a bad thing, no matter who
Mm-hmm.
you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think so. But the one thing I was going to ask you was the the last couple games after
Mm-hmm.
after the final. It's made me realize that the need for another left back is like without a doubt we need another one because Mitchell has played every minute of every Premier League game, every Carabao Cup game, every FA Cup game, and in the international break when he should be resting, he was out with England. It just reeks of him being absolutely shattered the last couple games, and he's not been his
Hmm.
normal self at all.
True. Yeah, that's true. And I think again as well. I think losing a semi-final is his first time. I think I read Jimmy Mack spoke to him after the
Yeah,
game or in the middle of the game, saying like, "Don't worry about it. Like, like whatever happened, it happens." And so I think he,
even
yeah,
getting to the semi-final is such a big achievement, like for this club.
well, well, exactly. And then to have that loss and like you say, the fact he's played every single minute is
Oh yeah, Oliver corrected me. He didn't play against Stoke, but that's one game out of the whole season. So he makes a point, but it's not a point at the same time because it's only one match.
yeah, like it's true. But at the end of the day, nine like to play every single game on a semi-final cup run as well.
Mm.
Like for one player, that's a lot. But the
And
thing
especially
the
for
thing
someone
with
as young as him as well.
well, yeah, exactly, because he's a young player. He can still, I think he can still technically play for the for one of the youth teams, or at least one of the England youth teams.
Yeah, can
Um,
still play for the 23s, can't he?
yeah,
And
yeah,
I think he's
exactly,
20. I think he's 22, so he can still play for the 23s.
exactly. Right, here's a question then. If we need another left back, where would you prioritize that in? Right, let's assume we get Conor Gallagher back on another loan for another year.
Hmm.
Where would you put that in the list of priorities for um like like a right back or another defensive midfielder or whatever?
I still think that we haven't replaced Wan-Bissaka since he left. So I think right
Hmm.
back
Yeah,
is
I
without
agree.
a doubt the most important place in that squad because I get that Kleiny's been brilliant, but as we all know very well, he is a ticking time bomb when it comes to injuries.
Yeah, hundred
So
percent.
even though he's been brilliant for us, and it wouldn't surprise me if we sign him on another deal, but we need to get a starting right back, someone who's more than good enough to play most games of the season and will increase our defensive output. I think that's top
Hmm.
of our list. I think the next
Hmm.
most important place in the team is a backup left back.
Hmm.
That's just saying if Mitchell doesn't leave us this season.
True.
If he does, then we're going to need two left backs. And then thirdly, I would say a DM. And then if you're being really greedy, I'd say a goalkeeper after that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd
I would
agree.
say those are probably the positions we need the most. But,
Hmm.
you know, in reality, we're still going through a rebuild. We've still got lots of Hodgson, Allardyce, Pardew players in our team. I know Tompkins has been
Hmm.
brilliant, but when he plays, we need someone a bit more ball playing centre back esque. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like
definitely.
maybe a backup to Guay and Anderson, but someone a little bit younger, a bit more hungry that's trying to fight his way. So we've got
Yeah,
three-way competition for who wants to start. And I
exactly,
think just
exactly.
squad depth all around is what we need in this team. But that happens over time, and I'm definitely sure that Vieira's got a plan for us. So
Yeah, definitely. I think
and the people who we're actually linked with, I know it's just paper talk and this and that, but the people who we're linked with is pretty much people in those kinds of positions. We're linked
yeah,
with right
exactly.
backs. We're linked with people to replace Conor Gallagher if we don't get him back.
Hmm.
We're linked with DMs. We're linked with goalkeepers, and we're linked with a left back. So look, the links are all in the correct places, but will we go for
Hmm.
those links? You never know. We might have someone else in mind that no one even knows about, and we might sign him
Well,
tomorrow, and we'll be like,
well,
who the
yeah.
hell's this guy?"
Yeah, exactly. But
Because
like you say,
let's not forget,
like
we got Plange for 1 million, and
true,
he's even though
and
Derby got relegated, condolences to them. I'm sure if Rooney stays, we'll probably get him back into the championship again.
hmm
But for what he's doing in the championship, in a not so good Derby team, he's been scoring some very nice goals. So
Yeah,
you
exactly.
never know. He could be the number 2 next year. He could be the cup striker. You never know.
Yeah, I think having a player like that is never a bad situation because he's young enough that he can just play in the under 21s. He's or if he does well enough, he can be a sub or go into a cup game or whatever. But like
Yeah,
the thing is with like Dougie and Parish is that I feel at least I feel like ever since even day dot when Dougie was the manager. Well, upon watching the documentary, it felt like Dougie was the one who was like, "Oh, Steve, can I have these players to build this team?" And he built like a very good team with players who ended up being in the team all the way up to the Premier League. And then
hmm
since he's come back as well, considering like the players we got, at times was incredible, and especially for the money. Like even players like Gary Cahill, for example, who okay he was old, but we knew he was only
it
going to
was
be
a
a
hell of a
temporary
signing.
thing. Yeah, exactly. On
It
a
was like
fee,
one
okay.
of the best threes you could have made in that window. We needed a centre back. We needed someone with experience. Gary Cahill was a
It,
perfect guy. He really was.
exactly, and I think, and again, like the last summer as well was a good demonstration of that. I think Vieira's, as long as he communicates what he wants to Dougie and Parrish, I think they'll go and get the right players. Like, I have the absolute faith. I mean, to get players like Michael Elise for like 8.7 million and Mark Gahey for 20 million after from Chelsea, bearing in mind they're going to lose Rudiger and probably Christensen this summer,
hmm
to get him for only 20 mil.
And the fact that
And
there's no buyback clause in there, they have first dibs, but it's not a buyback
yeah,
clause. We can choose whatever price we want,
yeah,
really.
yeah, exactly. And you look at the other transfers that Chelsea did in that window. Livramento went to Southampton, and he's got a 25 million pound buyback clause. Which,
Yeah.
okay, that's going to make Southampton a bit of money, but like that's going to be nowhere near what I think Livramento is going to be worth in the next few years.
Oh no, you'll be worth way more than that. But
Yeah, exactly.
getting back onto the Leeds topic, Rich,
Hmm.
how do you feel that no matter what team we play, their best player always has their comeback match against Crystal Palace? Are we really that charity football club FC?
They want to play against the best team in the world. That's what I think it is.
They're
It
scared.
is crazy. It's either there's either a bounce back manager or the players come back. It's always against us,
hmm
which is so crazy. But listen, we got to deal with what's in front of us. We've got to make sure we step up to the plate because obviously the last couple of games have been not to our usual standard.
Yeah.
So if we needed anything, I think Monday night under the lights is a perfect way to get back
Mm.
into running form.
Yeah. So would you agree with Dan with what he was saying that we feel very deflated after that cup and that after the cup run and that he feels like it's affected our younger players more than everyone else. And bearing
No,
in mind we're
absolutely.
quite a young squad now, it's affecting most players.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor. But at the same time, I think more of a factor is the fact that I know we can still mathematically go down, but it's not likely that we're going to go
Mm.
down. And to be fair, as much as this is the perfect time to stick on to Leeds, especially since we don't really like them, and we can really put them in a massive relegation
Mm.
problem. So hopefully we
Well,
turn up.
Well, considering what happened the last Leeds game, how there was a watch along happening, we'll see if Rich can do a watch along, and we'll see if we
That's
can get cooked again, but for the right reasons.
listen, we'll see how Toro pans out. That's potentially in the pipeline.
All right, let's hit some comments, and then we'll hit through combined 11. Big up Orist, big up Luca, big up Jacob. Do you know if Elise is fit? I believe so, right? Because he was in training today.
Yeah, haven't heard anything different.
Oliver says cheers for the Jinx stand. We have 2 games in hand. Norwich and Watford can't catch us. Yeah, only Burnley can't they?
Well, yeah. I was going to
Yeah.
say with Watford's an interesting one because they still have to play Burnley and Everton, so they won't catch us, but they could quite easily get out of it, I think.
Mm. We beat Leeds, pressure's off. Leeds are in big trouble. Do you guys think we'll push for a top 10? I don't know. I think catching the seaweed, even though we were ahead of them for a little while, I think that the cup run has killed us in the sense of I don't think this will happen now unless they keep having a shocker of the rest of the season. But they're picking up points against Southampton and they beat Spurs, so they're doing all right. Too scared to shoot against Newcastle. I don't think there was any intensity in that match all around. I don't think it was the shooting factor. I think, as Dan said, you got 3 days to recover from a Wembley, and you're getting on a coach or a plane or whatever it is all the way up to Newcastle. It's going to take it out of you. Yes, Nate, how you doing?
Yo, what you say?
Yes, Nate.
Yeah, we're good. We're just hitting up some comments, and then I'll ask you about your thoughts quickly. Evening, lads. The UK Pat says we need a right back, left back, centre mid, striker, and a centre back.
Striker.
Are you sure we need a striker? I don't think we do.
Well, I think we might try offload Benteke so we could do it replacing him. That's my thinking anyway, because
True.
Let's be fair, Benteke is by no means finished, but we do need to bring the profile down to keep the squad young and fresh, because the older players, yes, they've got the experience, but we've seen before with the legs, they just get ripped, and we can't afford that.
But I'll be talking more about that we've got JP, we've got Edward, and we've got Plange as well. Is that not enough strikers?
I reckon Plange will go out back on loan next season.
Okay. And a right mid, apparently.
Well, yeah, that would make sense, because we don't really have much cover for Elise. So.
Yeah. True. Well, we've got Jordan Ayew.
Yeah.
Like I said, we don't have much cover for Michael Elise.
Listen, I used a perfect bench player. We'll just say that. He's not a star, he's a bench.
True.
Big up Tyreek. Big up Essex Eagle. Big up Jay. Game going to be good. I hope so. Hope we win. Every game we win is a good game.
We need to.
Nate. What are your thoughts on this match coming up? Are we letting it slip a bit much? We're only 6 ahead of Burnley right now.
No, we're not letting it slip. I mean, look, it was quite obvious in the Leicester game. We had our mind set on Wembley, so none of the players were risking getting injured for that game.
Yeah.
Well, Wembley was what it was. First half, we were okay. Second half, they just took over, and we never really got much of an answer for it. The Newcastle game, the minute you know you're facing a team that's won 5 at St. James's Park in a row at home, I just knew we weren't going to win that one, despite the fact that we actually played fairly decent, but we weren't as good as we've been this season. But let's be honest, if you'd have said to me we'll be in where we are this end of the season with no immediate relegation threat, I wouldn't really be panicking too much. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sat here thinking, we should be doing better, because we should be, but look at the run we went on prior to that defeat to Leicester. 7 games unbeaten in all comps.
True.
When was the last time we could say that? Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get it. We've lost 3 in a row. That looks bad on paper. But look at the performances. Chelsea, first half, missed chances cost us. Leicester, we showed them way too much respect. But in the second half, he changed it, and it didn't quite come off the way we wanted. Then Newcastle, team selection was kind of what we wanted to see, but not what we should have seen. So it was a catch-22. He was damned if he did and damned if he didn't. So,
true.
Look, Monday night's game is a big game. Tomorrow night, sorry. But every game's a big game for us, because, look, the season we've had, we can't complain because we've seen better football. We've got the Palace that we love back. We're no longer dreading watching our football team. I used to hate watching Palace. I was like, give me anything to do but watch Palace, please. Anything. I'll paint fences. I'll walk dogs. Anything but make me watch Palace. Fuck's sake. This season, if anybody asks me, "Are you coming out?" Oh, what? We're playing on the evening game. Don't call my phone. Don't ring me. Just fuck up. Leave me alone. I want to watch my team. So you see what I'm saying? It's all swapped.
True. This is true.
All right. Well, I think that probably leads us perfectly into a combined 11. Here we go. Okay, so we'll go for a 4-3-3 with a attacking midfielder to make things a little bit more interesting. I think that the goalkeeper is pretty nailed on. Oh, what's his name?
Meslier.
Online, but she didn't read it online, but we should have during the week.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I think we should try go if we all go around and put one player in each, and then we'll see where we end up. So I'll put the goalkeeper in. Nate, who you going for left back? No, muted.
Stick TM in.
Yeah, and he's gonna go TM anyway, isn't he? He's not putting Luke Ayling in it in reality, is he? Rich, right back.
Who's Leeds right back?
Isn't that Junior Firpo, right?
Put Kleiny there.
I'm just having a look. Yeah, Kleiny's going in.
What the fuck's going on?
Dan, your first centre back.
It's got to be Gay. I can't even remember Leeds' centre backs, to be honest, at the moment. The names escape me, but Gay.
Who are Leeds? Centre backs.
To be fair, they've conceded the most. I think the most goals in the Premier League. So
yeah, Diego Llorente, Robin Cooper, Liam Cooper.
Why are you watching this big program?
I don't think that any of them get in front of Anderson.
No, I think the thing is that Leeds have conceded, if not the most, if like one of the most, and we've conceded one of the fewest after the Big Six.
Yeah. Okay. Rich, do you want to go for our first midfielder, centre midfielder?
Is this based on form or just anyone that's available? I think this is probably the only Leeds player I'd consider.
Which one?
That's Calvin Phillips.
Yep. Dan, other centre midfielder?
It's got to be Conor Gallagher.
Here is where where I struggle, because as we try and get things to be fair, we try and get at least 3 Leeds players in. So here is my proposal. Do we put Elise in attacking midfield so we can then put Rafinha at right wing? Because I'm not putting Bamford up front. Or Rodrigo over JP.
I think.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be that way to get the third one in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan, I did cut you off, by the way. Sorry.
All right.
Rafinha is a quality player.
Yeah, Rafinha. All right. Left wing, Rich.
Wolf.
And finally, Dan, the striker.
I'm going to go for Patrick. No, I'm joking. I'll go for JP.
he, he knew that the sin bin was coming very quickly, so
you were gonna get that red card out.
Nah, Nicky's got the red card, but the sin bin, that's what I've got. Jay says Eze has to start. Does Eze start in midfield over Elise?
I mean, I guess an argument on form, considering how Elise played on Wednesday and how Eze's played, I think, maybe.
I would agree with that in the sense of when we played Elise in the middle, he wasn't as impressive as he is when he's on the wing. Was he?
No, and I thought Eze in the middle is, well, I think it's the opposite. I think Eze's weighted on the wing, to be honest.
Yeah. So in this formation, I'll put Ebbs in there in front of Elise in this formation because we have to get three of their players in somewhere, unless we can maybe take out a defender, maybe, so we can put Elise in instead of Rafinha.
Unless I think the only case for a defender might be Klein for whoever their right back is, but then I don't know who their right back is.
We'll have a look. Right back. Mate, these not looking too good when you're talking about defenders for these guys.
No, that's what I mean. Like, I think, as I said, I've said it, and I think they've conceded the most goals in the league.
Yeah, I think the only ones out of their players which are fullbacks, Luke Ayling, Junior Furpro, and that Pascal Scrooge, I think his name is.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think any of them get in front of these guys.
I guess the problem with doing it with Leeds is that when Bielsa was in charge, like he had such a strange formation, like such a unconventional formation, is that like none of them really fit, like do you know what I mean, like the exact mold of right back or whatever.
Yeah, because they played, what was it, 3-4-1-2 or something like that.
Yeah, something really strange like that. Yeah.
Big up CM, always supporting. Apart from Phillips and Rafinha, the rest of the players are crap, is I'm guessing what he's trying to say.
No, the rest are Palace players, I'd imagine he's trying to
say.
True.
Yeah, that's the best midfield, I think. Connor, Elise, Phillips. I don't know. When Elise played in midfield against Stoke, he didn't look too good. Yeah, we all agree that Elise is much better on the wing. But
we prefer Elise wide, but
yeah,
he's meant to be an attacking mid.
Yeah, but Jacob here saying Zaha striker, Elise on the left. But I think
Zaha as a striker doesn't work.
Zaha doesn't push JP out of his spot.
Look, let's just be honest. Wilf as a striker doesn't work. Let's just bury that right now.
Yeah, it just doesn't. And also, as Dan said, Eze's wasted on the wing. He's wasted out wide. He's much better centrally.
Yeah, I think so.
It looks like CM's jumping between Twitch and YouTube right now, so getting them viewers up, always good to see.
Big up CM every time, man.
Yeah. Would you guys agree that this should be the starting 11? Oh, I think Dan just got nippened. Gaita, Mitchell, Guay, Anderson, Klein, Quixote, Gallagher, Eze, Wilf, JP, Elise. I think it's very attacking, but it's what needs to be done to beat these guys.
I won't lie. Wilf as a striker. No, sorry, I can see Wilf playing on the wing.
Left.
Sorry. You know what? That's actually not that bad.
Yeah, you got the balance in midfield. You got some danger up front.
I will say, if it were me, I'd give Mitchell the rest and play Schlupp, as you said in your Eagle camp, JC, because I don't want Mitchell getting injured long term because that will really, really, really do us more damage than anything. So, but obviously, listen, if Mitchell's fit to play, then play him. But if it was me, I'd just be looking to protect him for a little bit and say, listen, you can sit one game out, or at least sit on the bench and have Schlupp play there. Even though Schlupp isn't ideally a left back, we bought him as a left back, as you said in your Eagle camp. But no,
Yeah.
for the team that's there, I think that's fairly solid.
Well, yeah, I believe that is the half an hour. Have we got through everything? Or do we need to do the...
Oh, the last set of results.
Yes. So here is the results for this last match week. As we see, Nate got 1 point. Rich got 6, but he had 3 perfect results. Guess got 2 perfect results, but 2 correct scores, and then 2 correct results. So they hit 6 as well, and I hit 2. So this week is not helping me catching up to the guest. So I was within about 6 points, but now I'm 12 behind. So we're not looking too good right now. But it is what it is. Any final thoughts, guys, on the Leeds match? Apart from that, it is very crucial points.
I know that Steve's going to have to protect his Twitter account tomorrow night if we lose. So
I swear he made another one, didn't he?
He had to because he keeps getting banned.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh well. Get Amp to date. No, Amp is joined with the match reaction. I believe. But I'm not sure.
Tomorrow night.
Okay. Yeah,
Tomorrow
night. I'm guessing if there is a watch along, I'm guessing the match reaction will happen during the watch along, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
After.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see if I can jump on there as I'm walking home or something like that.
I'm not working tomorrow night, so I might be about. I won't have the game on though, so I'll literally be relying on my phone.
Big up the panel as
Live score settings.
Supporting. And Pat's my guy, the GOAT predictor.
I thought Yak was your guy. You can't have 2.
Yeah, you can.
You can't.
Yeah, you can. Oh,
no, we're making it official rule. You can't have 2 guys. There's only one guy.
Well, Patrick's cool then. Yak's still my guy. No matter where he is, that's my guy.
Right, so Yak's your guy on the team, Pat's your guy in the comments. Is that it?
100%.
Okay, you can have one of each, but you can't. Yeah, but that's it now. There's no changing that now.
All right. Well,
JC, you're going to offend a lot of our comments, man. They're going to be like, wait, what about me?
Innit?
Oh well. But yeah, this is Eagle Eye Football. This is the Leeds preview, and as always, up the Palace. Come on, boys.
Come on, you Eagles.
Big game.